means that maybe as a society, instead of constantly saying body positivity, which by the way, I'm so over the shit body positivity movement, because it's only body positive to people that are not in shape, and everybody else wants to shame people that are in shape. And guys, it doesn't just happen to me, it happens to other trainers, it happens to other people that have lost weight. Everybody's out there shaming them for taking care of their health. So if you're the person out there shaming anybody, let me just say this: shame on you. Go get a life. Get off Instagram and go work out.
So what I'm hearing her say is body positivity, the movement, is for lazy people who need to get off of social media and go work out. This is coming from the woman who developed the Ultimate Portion Fix program, which caused me to have an eating disorder, disordered eating. Fuck you.
It feels like I couldn't be more excited. It feels like I'm living a dream just to be part of this community. I feel so very, very blessed. And you know, my goal as a super trainer is to create a program for everybody and everybody. That is welcome, that provides a welcoming and inviting and inclusive space for everybody to find their love for fitness right where they are, to love their bodies right where they are as they push towards where they're going. And it means so, so much to me. And that is why I love that we all deserve to be happy and healthy, and that is why I love so much the term health esteem. So whoop whoop for health esteem.
And you know, I know you're knee deep in it right now.
Yeah, so it's 5 days? Okay, so I have been getting a lot of questions about this. Everybody's like, is it 3 weeks? Is it 4 weeks? Let's technically call it's 4 weeks, you guys. So we're gonna start November 7th. It's 5 days a week. They are hour-long workouts-ish, give or take a few minutes, right? But I'm pushing the hour-long mark. You need your loops, you need your slides. We're lifting heavy. We're still gonna follow that same format we did in 80-day obsession. So week 1 is a 2x15, week 2 is a 3x10, week 3 is the 3x10 where we change the order of the moves. And then in that 4th week, that sort of recovery week, we still have 2 full hour-long workouts. But then you have the time to recover, maybe do yoga or Pilates or foam roll, or just take a couple rest days. Try out the new Sure Thing sample workout, because that is coming next. So you do have 17 full workouts. We're gonna have 3 bike rides. So I wanted to tell you guys what.
Hello, it's DeeCee. If you didn't see DeeCee and everybody else, I'm just going to quickly say, buckle up, grab a non-compliant Beachbody snack, because what Beachbody was doing the most this week. And yeah, I want to save it for the commentary, but I've never been in Beachbody. I just have a lot of strong feelings about Carl Deichler and Autumn Calabrese. And I was in MLMs before, but I'm out now and we're running my mouth on the internet. I'm going to hand the little microphone over to Amy and we'll introduce everybody and then we'll get right into snarking, because what the hell?
I mean, seriously. So my name's Amy Ewer. I was a Diamond Beachbody coach. I have been in multiple MLMs, but Beachbody was by far the most damaging to me, physically, emotionally, mentally, in all of the ways. And so speaking out against them, and honestly, it was events like we saw this last weekend that made me want to join for community. And so I'm pretty, yeah, I have a lot to say too. And I have a Frosty.
What up? We love a Frosty.
Oh, Cheryl. We'll keep it going.
Hi, everybody. My name is Cheryl Spears, and I am the host of Call Cheryl Hun, You're in a Cult podcast. I, too, was in multiple MLMs, and but Beachbody, was the most damaging to me for the past 8 years. The goal for me is to, and for pretty much all of us, is to prevent all of you from making the same mistakes that we made while we were in any type of MLM. But Beachbody as a whole, yeah, I have a lot to say, so I'm just going to keep it for the commentary. So here you go. I'm going to pass it down to Amber.
Hey everyone, it's me, Amber Nye. I think everyone here that follows me knows my story of being a coach for 5 years, reached diamond, almost 2-star. It all crumbled. Finally saw the red flags after I took a step back from my business, and then had my little light bulb or aha moment when I saw the John Oliver segment on multi-level marketing. And I was like, oh my gosh, this makes so much sense of why I cannot move further along in my Beachbody business, because it's a pyramid scheme. And I think you all know, all of you that follow me know how very open and outspoken I have been about toxic diet culture, and how Beachbody's contribution to toxic diet culture very much harmed me and pretty much all of us while we were involved. So seeing them try to rebrand into this new and segueing into embracing the body positivity movement really has me angry. And yeah, so I too have lots of things to say. So but we'll get to those, but I'm gonna pass it to Jen for the moment.
So much to say. Like, if anybody here watching saw my stories yesterday, I kind of went off. I was heated after being in Costco for too long and spending more money than I've ever spent at Costco before. But again, my name's Jen Baruso. I am a certified personal trainer, a nutrition coach. I don't publicly talk a lot about nutrition coaching because it is very, very individual. So I do that on the back end with people I'm already working with for the most part. I was in Beachbody for way too long. It exacerbated my disordered eating into a full-blown eating disorder, and orthorexia, and just completely messed up my relationship with exercise, my body, with food. And it has taken me to get to this point now, 4 years later, where I'm finally like, okay, I think I'm good. It's a long process for anybody that is watching this and is just starting to leave. Give yourself patience, give yourself compassion, give yourself kindness, and reach out to professionals for help, because it is a long journey and it is a roller coaster of a ride. And that's all I'm going to say for now. I'm saving the rest for commentary.
Perfect. So if you're not deeply immersed in the Beachbody SHIT that is going on, here's what happened. Beachbody has done an about face and has changed their name to Body, and is now body positive, or they say they are. They have platformed a new trainer who is everything that Autumn Calabrese has spoken out against since the beginning of time. And again, that's what's been going on. I know they've changed some of the Success Club points or how you get volume. Lots of things changed. And I guess really quickly, I just want to say one thing and then let y'all go to town, because I've never been in Beachbody. I think all of us hope for change behavior. I think all of us wanted Beachbody to stop participating in the promoting eating disorders, in promoting I don't know, all the deception, all of the harm, all of the everything. However, changing and not acknowledging the crap that you did before, I think it misses the mark in a lot of ways. I think also understanding what your super trainer Autumn has said in the past about body types that look like your new super trainer, I think it is cruel and unusual to put both of them on stage and let Autumn continue to take the lead. And what does that say to the new person on board? One, Autumn gets to do whatever she wants, and two, you don't care of Autumn's impact on the people that she may be negatively talking about. So it's just I don't know. I'm pretty frustrated with Carl, but again, it's a weird thing because I think we all want change behavior. We want compliance to step up and keep their coaches in line. We don't want them to claim that they can do all this. I'm gonna say it. Shit. I'm sorry. Amy's channel. I'm so sorry.
We said headphones.
Just headphones multiple times.
Well, and I think that's funny because, like, you know, as you said, you know, they're making this about face, but not acknowledging, you know, their contribution to the harm that diet culture has created. And even when Carl was making the announcement about changing the name, he didn't use an ad from Beachbody. He used an ad from Protein World that said, "Are you Beachbody ready?" with the girl in the bathing suit. It was from Protein World, and then the weight loss collection. Like, he doesn't have an exact ad just like that. Thousands of ads just like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I was like, this is the irony in this is it's blowing my mind right now.
I think too, the other interesting part, Beachbody is still in their name. Body stands for Beachbody On Demand Interactive.
Yep.
And so I think that was my frustration, is it does feel like a spin. Like, now calling Shakeology a dessert, so have your dessert every day. No,
it's deceptive.
Salad.
What do they use? What is it called? Subliminal marketing, right?
Yes.
So they used to say that Shakeology was 7 trips to the salad bar. Now it's for healthy dessert. Like, come on, stop. You can't keep marketing the same things and just call it something different. If it's diet culture, it's diet culture. Yes, Noli. Yes.
Incredible.
So
And
for
again,
most
go ahead.
people, I just really want to say this real quick. I might be reading out loud some of the comments only because this is going to be also posted as tomorrow's podcast episode, just so everyone knows.
Yeah.
So Noli, this is a leadership retreat. This leadership retreat made me officially cancel my subscription renewal. Enough is enough was a slow trickle pull for me, but it has been pulled. So Noli has officially left Beachbody or Body, whatever that is, whatever they're calling it now.
That's incredible. That's incredible.
I'm just like, they're getting, what got me the most yesterday, I don't know if anybody has video of this and we're going to show it, was their new VP on the stage saying Carl is the only person putting the stake in the ground.
Yeah.
Literally made me want to smash my head into the wall.
I yelled.
When she said that, I audibly gasped when I heard that. I said, "Are you flip-flopping kidding me?"
There, I'm going to be, if you all are not following me on Instagram now, I will be sharing more accounts in my stories of people and trainers and registered dietitians who have been working in the body positivity space, the anti-diet space movement for years.
Yeah.
Like, I'm new to this. I've just been doing this for 3 years. There's people that have been in this space for 20 years working to break up the toxic fitness industry, the toxic diet culture. This is nothing new. They're trying to spin it like we're the ones that have come up with this. No. Just like everything else, you're following and you're riding coattails and claiming it as your own. It is called plagiarism.
Because the body positivity movement, as we have been saying for a while now, Jed, right, was a social justice movement started in the 60s by fat queer Black women to bring fat acceptance and bring attention to medical biases that fat people encounter in their lives. And
so it initially was started, not the body positivity movement broke off from the fat acceptance movement because the fat acceptance movement was not including Black queer women. So it's a spinoff of that movement from the 60s. So it's a whole process. And then it started getting co-opted in the early 2000s by media and only showing larger white women as the face of the body positivity movement.
Yeah. So
And
Heather asked, I missed a part. Are they marketing Shakeology as a dessert now? Coaches literally just call it the healthiest
Yes.
meal of
Yes.
the day.
Yes,
Yes.
they are. Yes.
they said,
It's have your dessert every day now.
yep.
It's
And you know what's
being
crazy?
marketed as a
I-
dessert shake, They
I
put that out very fast on the Beachbodies. If you go, was it on Beachbodies page where they made the reel
Yeah.
with the Shakeology where they said it's a dessert. This is your dessert shake. Yeah.
Yeah. And now the package is now going to be it's 20 servings of Shakeology and 20 servings of Energize. And that's $129. I did find that out.
Wow. And
That's why I
think
posted that
just wanna-
Shakeology thing.
I want to bring up one thing. I think, and I don't know a lot about this. I know that there's a stigma with weight at the doctor's office because a lot of times you don't get good medical care because everything
Absolutely.
that is wrong with you is associated with your weight when that is
Yeah.
unfair. It's an unfair positioning.
And it's dismissive. Yes.
Yep. And so it's like we're
And
against
deadly.
stigmas of any kind, thinness or, and I'm not trying to participate in stuff. I'm not saying this correctly. I'm just trying to say like it doesn't just affect us. It doesn't just affect y'all in terms of us speaking out against multi-level marketing. Learning about this and speaking out against it can help people, one, get better medical care, because there's lots of times when, hey, why don't you just lose a few pounds, and that should probably clear up your blah 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 blah, and that's not good medical practice.
So you know that when for everybody that's watching on the live now and watching the replay, you do not have to get weighed at the doctor's office. You can decline.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yes. Unless it's for medication reasons, or you're going under anesthesia, or if you're someone who has gained a significant amount of weight very quickly or lost a significant weight very quickly. There is no reason, if you're going in for an ear infection, sore throat, stomach ache, for you to be weighed.
Yeah.
You can decline. I put it on my thing. I decline to be weighed. And then if the doctor is hopefully I actually have a very good one who understands. But if they insist, you go, would you be having this, like Noli said, her doctor says is blaming her hip problems on her weight. Would you be saying the same thing to somebody in a smaller body?
Yeah.
Yep.
Push back.
Yep. Yeah.
It's hard and it's scary at first, but the more you do it, the easier it gets.
Yeah. And it is like, I am terrified of going to the doctor. I have to go a lot and it's still scary. And I have two siblings in the medical field and they're like, okay, this isn't right, but here's what you need to do. Here's how you ask questions, because it's very traumatic to go in and I say that just to like, one, you're dismissed or you're in a lot of pain or you're trying to talk and someone's been on a long shift. I get that. And there's lots of things like, so again, thinking like you're going to have to get weighed at the doctor office too. It's like, it's almost too much where you don't get help. And some people don't go to the doctor because of interactions. And I know that there's incredible doctors, incredible nurses out there. And some are not. And I know some are overworked and underpaid, and I get that they contribute to it. But I think the point is to help people who need help. If you can,
it has really impacted me the last like few months, even with needing my knee replaced, right? And it's like, well, if you could lose weight, that would help. Okay, but I can't move.
Right.
Like, it's kind of like this weird, you do one and then it just snowballs. And it's like, well, I would love to work out. I would love to move my body. I would love to do different things. And I can't. And my weight has been stable for years. This just seems to be where my body wants to be.
Right.
But okay, so I have one more question for you guys, because this just came to me. Do you think one of the reasons they're doing this, because I do believe that Carl and team have heard us, okay? We know they have. We know they have heard what we're saying and what we're doing. Is it possible that they're like, see, we told you they were trolls and haters because now we changed it and look at the messaging. So I feel like they are going to use it partially to discredit us.
Yeah.
That. And I mean, even everyone's like, well, even Emma was like, I'm going to give them a chance to like prove that they are actually changing. But even last night, at their costume party, Carl's costume was a shirt that said "Eat more dessert."
Right.
And that's
it
not
goes
what
to
body
show that
positivity
no,
is.
body positivity is not about eating dessert.
No.
Okay,
And neither is intuitive eating. Neither is intuitive eating.
Well, and that just goes to prove that they're really not taking it
Seriously.
that seriously, because he hasn't even bothered to truly educate himself or want to educate his coaches on what the body positivity movement actually is about. They're just spinning it to try to get away from the toxic diet culture angle that they have been a part of. When Carl, you're the one who literally named the company Beachbody.
Right.
And then calling them then and now versus before and after.
It's the same thing. They're synonyms.
Same thing. Just, Again, they're changing the verbiage. And it's all a marketing spin.
Yeah. And nothing's going to change because let's face it, autumn's still there. And let's also face it, healthy obsession.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Well, and I had a follower message me that they had just gotten an email with like October recipes from Beachbody or something, like a brand new email that came in just today, and it was still giving the portion container equivalents for what all the foods for what the recipe holds. So
let me tell you, last night we're sitting on the couch and Anthony's like, hey, he brought home a big tray of like dessert chimichangas from work, like amazing. Nutella, cherry, apple. All right. And I had some 2 nights ago. Last night he's like, you want some? I'm like, no, I don't want any. I don't want dessert every night.
Yeah.
This just goes how they are so afraid of dessert that they have to use Shakeology in order to have dessert. That is a disordered mindset around food. That is diet mentality. This is not changing. It's ingraining them even more.
I mean, it made me laugh watching that panel yesterday when Tracy Morrow, who was the head of my upline, she was the very beginning of the pyramid I was in. But when she was talking about, how, because Carl asked her how she was going to implement all this when she went home. And she was talking about, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to talk to my coaches about this, and then we're going to talk about how to eat more dessert. And it was like you could see her brain like short circuiting because they've been told for so long, dessert bad, or you have to, if you have this for dessert, then you can't have this. And it was
if you want to have a brownie, you can't eat a sweet potato.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Or if you want wine, then you have to sacrifice your carbs.
Yeah.
And
I think like I'm recently out of my MLM. I was in Beachbody, and I hope that people who are still in Beachbody watch or find some of these videos. I think there's something to be said, like, we hope for the best and we expect the worst. We hope that they're going to change. And again, the signs early on that they're not truly going to change are there based on their Halloween party, based on putting Autumn on stage with their new super trainer. And again, I think that Carl thinks it's a validation for their new super trainer to be associated with someone as whatever famous and popular as Autumn. But to me, watching how like her toxic, how her just awful words she said about people who don't look like her, and how only body positive people are people who are not in shape, and then having her next to the new super trainer,
the juxtaposition, like I said, it was very strategic. It was very intentional to have Autumn up there with Lacey.
Autumn's face when Lacey was talking.
She was so uncomfortable.
She was like tense in her jaw. This
her whole upper body. I mean, her body was tensed. She was facing. Her legs were pointed away from Lacey. Yeah. She wasn't open. She was closed off. Like it was very obvious, but it was very intentional that Carl had her up there with Lacey.
Yeah.
Hey,
and
can
I
we talk
think
about one comment?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which one?
Which one?
I was going to answer it, but then I'm like, it'll take too long to type. With their attempt to separate the company from diet culture, do you think they will rein in the coaches that promote their own diet plans? No.
No.
Here's why.
No.
Melissa
McAllister.
Whenever we have contacted compliance about some of these things, they're like, well, we don't know what they're certified in, and we don't know what they're doing outside of Beachbody, and it's not tied to us, so we don't care. Like, they really don't care. They don't care.
And this is also why we think that Autumn started her Good Mood Crew.
Yeah.
Through her own website, because now she can separate the toxicity that she's preaching from Beachbody. So not only is Beachbody protected, and they can be like, well, we don't know what she's doing over there because people pay for
her website, her business.
And it's her website. It's completely separate from Beachbody. Again, very intentional.
Yep.
Well,
but is it really? Because if she even promotes Beachbody once on that website in any place, it is connected to Beachbody.
So who wants to be the $4.99 troll?
We need Bob. I'm not giving her money.
Who wants to take one for the team?
Who wants to take one
even for just like 1 month? Even for just like 1 month.
I'll do it.
Or should we crowdsource it?
We should crowdsource it. We should set up a schedule where we like go through what Jessica said she would join us by. Like have a calendar set up. Everybody like a monthly rotation of people going in and getting information. You know, people are going to do that anyways.
Yeah.
So we're
going to get it in the Reddit thread.
The Reddit peeps are probably going to be on it for sure.
So one of the problems I had was the number of coaches, especially the top coaches, right? Because they're the ones that are at leadership. They did all of this very strategically at leadership.
Sure.
Yeah.
Who were saying, this was my problem. I am teary-eyed because these are the things I have been preaching in my groups for years.
Yes.
And now Beachbody is
liars.
And even if you have been supporting a company that you're saying went against what you did. So you're either like unethical any way you look at it.
Yeah.
How could you feel good about that?
There is a disconnect between their values and money, but their value is money. Like that's what they see the value in. Its value is money. And it's just,
Yeah, I was so mad. I didn't watch Julie Borey's she did an Energized Live talking about it, I believe, yesterday.
Today?
Yeah, it was either yesterday or I think it was yesterday. She said she did one.
I'll have to find it.
The one thing that I do know is that the coaches that are stuck into like the old, we'll call it quote unquote, the old mindset, they're not going to change. The ones who are not stuck in the mindset, but want to reel more people into their business are going to somewhat do it their way, but try to blanket it as body positivity or it's for everybody. So none of it is going to be, none of it is going to be any different than what they already do. Let's just be honest about that.
And you could see it based on the way that, and I'm sure we'll talk about success points later, but the way that they are doing the success points, in my opinion, they're trying to get people who may have left coaching because of some of these things back into coaching so that they can boost up their numbers, because so many of the Success Club things were like, if you haven't hit Success Club for 2 or 3 years, then you get all these perks.
Yeah, then you get the bonus incentives. No.
Yeah.
Because I think I saw on Reddit, they were talking, someone said that 𝐔𝐒𝐒𝐃 confirmed this, that there was only like 30,000 coaches in the network now.
Oh,
when there was 400,000.
Well, and there was a post, somebody posted something in Reddit from one of the Facebook groups, and the guy, who I don't remember his name, to the 100 or so thousand of you in this group. So it's more than 30.
But it's nowhere close to 400.
So we could say 30 to 100,000 then.
I would say 30 to 200. It's a lot less than what it was when we were.
Yeah.
Wow.
I want to hear on their quarterly earnings or whatever, the next earning call. I bet they're going to track re-signups or an influx of signups based off of this, so they can show look how successful this event
Oh, yeah.
was and how it adds to our bottom line. Because one, Carl couldn't answer a lot of the questions in the call last time, and he kept interrupting his CFO from answering in what I thought was logical and mathematical way, because Carl was afraid that I think he was reviewing.
He was talking in circles.
Yeah.
But the damage has been done though, because on the next call, they're going to be talking about the last quarter, which ended in September.
Yeah.
So they're going to be showing, like, he may be able to say, we have seen a lot of progress. He can show no numbers because it is the last quarter. So they totally missed the boat on making a big impact on that call.
Yeah, I agree. Now, again,
I just want to say Lee said that Christina just posted she's running the test group. Christina Delgado is always running test groups.
Always.
They all
Oh,
are.
and do you remember, like, well, at least when I was a coach, corporate told us that we cannot call our challenge groups
Can't call them test groups.
Yeah.
because they are not sanctioned by corporate. They are not the specific test group run by corporate. So we cannot call them test groups.
Even the test groups run by corporate aren't test groups.
Yeah, because again, what does test group imply? It applies that it implies that there's someone else involved, that you're contributing to something greater, that you're participating in kind of a scientific study type of thing, and so there's a lot of things that someone assumes by.
And a control group.
It's a control group.
They never have a control group.
Yeah.
It's always like, these are all of our coaches.
Yeah.
Who are doing this. It's not.
And they're all following the same diet plan. They're all following the same exercise program. And MG just posted cute butternut squash on a cookie sheet, cinnamon brown sugar, olive oil. I'm actually making that tonight to go with burgers.
Love that.
So good.
So go ahead.
I forgot.
I have a question for y'all who've been in Beachbody, because I know, like, when I started watching anti-MLM content, it was hard to process through, like, oh, well, if someone said they're going to change, then why can't the anti-MLMers give them a chance? Or why can't, what about, they said they're going to change, so, like, why can't they acknowledge it? And here's what I'm going to say. Understand what a healthy relationship with food is. Understand what healthy exercise looks like. Talk to professionals or read from professionals who have up-to-date and current certifications, so that when you're in these, if you're still in Beachbody, if you're dead set on being in Beachbody, you can recognize things that are unhealthy so that you can decide for yourself. We're not trying to coerce or manipulate or push you out of Beachbody. We're saying, hey, here's what we've seen so far. Here's what they're promising. And if they don't follow through on that promise, then we're going to continue to call attention to it, because in our belief, at least in mine, it's harming the consumer. And so go ahead. Sorry.
I was going to say, because I think we do give people a chance. Because even, I said it took, even though I was done with Beachbody, it took me 6 months to fully cancel my coaching account.
Yeah.
When Emma was leaving, I told her, you just do this in your own time. This is a lot. It's a lot to process, and you just need to work through that at your own pace. I'm here to support you with whatever you need. But on the corporate side, I think it's very blaringly obvious what they're doing here.
Sure.
Because they're going, again, it's just a damage control spin from the amount of backlash and the dissent and the negativity that they have gotten from being called out and not addressing the harm that they have done and dismissing people's experiences that they have very openly talked about, have expressed concerns about on the Super Trainers posts, on Beachbody's posts, on Carl's posts. And it's like they were just brushing it aside, brushing it under the rug to be forgotten. So we know that this is just them, trying to get back into good standings, not for the coaches, not for the people, but for the money. Because this is where it's been hurting them, and that is their pocketbooks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I touched on this morning in my stories. As you're trying to figure out relationships with food and exercise in your body that is going to be healthful for you, you have to be able to be kind and compassionate with yourself. So they're talking about having a healthy relationship with exercise. They're talking about simple and sustainable nutrition, which for them means having dessert every day.
Or clean energy.
Clean. Still using, the clean, dirty,
what is clean energy? What is that?
Wind turbines and solar power.
Again, still assigning moral values.
Hey, Emma.
Right. Hey, Emma was just talking about
I am with them bringing on this woman as the VP of personal development and health esteem, or whatever the heck she is.
And they're going to be going into the mental health space now, which is a huge issue. Huge. Because this lady is sketchy. This lady that they've brought
I went to her website, and it was like, she said, I have a positive psychology certification from the Well-Being Institute. I have not been able to find the Well-Being Institute. I found the Whole Being Institute.
I have a certification in smartassery. You can find that on www.smartassery.com. So I am a certified smartass.
And how much is that?
Exactly.
That only cost me $50.
Here's the thing, though. They act like this is a new thing that they are trying to, help people with their mental space. One of the pillars was personal development. They've been preaching
years
personal development for years.
So they're not, again, they're not changing, they're repackaging stuff.
Yeah. That's all they're doing. And
all it is.
So I do have a question. Wait.
No, it's not real.
No, honey, it is not real.
No, I want it to. I want it to.
You need it to be, though.
I know that she's probably just joking, but honestly, somebody that watches this that might not know what we're really talking about might really believe that you can go and get some type of certificate that's certified.
Sarcasm, baby. Sarcasm.
Yeah,
anybody could start a school, though. I mean, I think that's the crazy.
Cheryl, you should just make a thing, and we can just share it on our.
Yeah, you can buy it if you want to. Yeah, you can buy it if you want to. That site is already taken.
That site's taken.
Oh my God.
Oh Lord. Oh my goodness.
So Jen, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
You're a licensed, a
certified
trainer.
There's no licensing.
So, what is the danger of working with someone who has influence, like a coach that you sign up with in Beachbody? Obviously, not a super trainer. What's the danger in doing that? Especially if you don't know anything about physical activity, and then you sign up with a coach. What are some harm things that you see that can happen?
The biggest thing is they go completely out of scope and try and treat injuries.
Yeah.
And they push
alley up him.
Yeah.
Alley up
push
him.
their views of what they think somebody should be able to do instead of listening to the person, meeting them where they're at.
Mm. So if someone's in Beachbody and they're still signed up, they're still taking, the classes, or they're still in a Facebook group, what advice would you give for someone in that situation?
Ask again. Sorry.
Right. So if someone is signed up for Beachbody, they've signed up under a coach, like let's say they signed up under Tanya or Ali Upham or Jess Dukes or whoever it is, or Emily Faubert. Emma's great, but Emily. So if someone's on their teams and they are just starting out and they end up finding our video and they've lasted for 39 minutes at this point, you know, what would you say to them to help like equip them or give them advice, having not that they obviously don't know a ton, but what advice would you give to them other than quit Beachbody? But what, do you know what I'm trying to say?
If they like, there's a number of really reputable certifications out there.
Yeah.
Take your money that you were going to be spending on Shakeology, save it, and go get certified as a personal trainer. But once you get that certification, continue your education. Save your money for Beachbody, get certified, and actually have the skills and the knowledge to help people.
Because guess what? When you know better, you do better.
Yeah.
And to me, I think one of the, like, just using even me for an example, I was told by my coach over and over, well, you're plateaued. You need to either eat less or move more. And so I was working out for hours a day and eating less.
And the key is, and you need to eat enough for your body or you're never going to lose weight.
Am I right?
I'm about to like blow your minds right now. Plateaus are normal. You should plateau. You should maintain for a period of time. You should not always be losing weight.
Your body needs a break. And you just right? Isn't that amazing?
It's so crazy.
I think that's the biggest thing is if I could, I would tell them to, rather than look at themselves as a body coach, because that's what they're calling themselves now. You are a cheerleader. You are there to motivate and inspire. You have no knowledge to actually help them with their journey and the specifics. You are a cheerleader. You are not a coach.
And one of the things that I made sure to do as I was studying for my certification, I joined networking groups with actual people who went to, Miss G, I found that. I'm like, what is this? With physical therapists, with people who have PhDs in exercise science, with registered dietitians. So I've connected with them and I've created a network of people that when I don't know an answer, I can either ask them or I can refer people to them.
It's actually pretty crazy when you start utilizing people within their profession, right? Like I got a message yesterday from I don't know if she's a current Beachbody coach or if she's on her way out. I can't remember, but she asked me what I think about the about 𝐶𝐕 mindset.
Oh,
right?
She messaged me today.
I was getting there, and so so I told her, I was like, personally, for the 𝐶𝐕 mindset, I think that it can be very triggering for people. You weigh yourself every single day and you're focusing on a weight loss day more than you're focusing on a maintenance type phase. I was like, it triggered a lot of things in me. I tried to get off the ultimate portion fix to do the 𝐶𝐕 mindset because I thought that was a good thing, right? Like it wasn't a diet. And it triggered me going back to weighing myself every single day and avoiding certain foods because the day before I wrote in my journal that I ate Chinese food, for example, and I gained weight that day, right? So I started deeming Chinese food as bad food, which Chinese food is amazing. Anyways, and so I also told her, I was like, these are just what I dealt with. These are my things that I dealt with, but I am not a professional. So I'm going to direct you to Jen, and I want you to talk to Jen because she also is in contact with a ton of registered dietitians that would be able to help you on your journey. That's the thing. And that's the thing that Beachbody coaches will not do.
No.
Just like that one comment that was just up here in the Facebook group, people are always asking for medical advice. I know that to be true because I also used to do the same thing, right? And nobody will, Vicky, congratulations, because she's the only one that I've ever seen say go to a doctor. Because a Facebook group ever says that, they try to give you, well, maybe you should lower your weight or try to modify or maybe cut out this or cut out that. And not one person knows what the hell they're talking about.
Yeah. In my mind, a Beachbody coach would participate and like create whatever their little community on Facebook, and then their recommendation would be, I'm not a professional, I'm just an independent contractor with Beachbody. That sounds like you need to talk to a professional. And
But they won't.
That's good cheering someone on. It's
No,
not.
and this is why. So I have my group. I'm going to talk about my business for a second. I'm not like, but this is the difference between what I do now and what I did as a Beachbody coach. Every month I bring in an expert in the field, in whatever field, to come talk. I've had a pelvic floor physical therapist. I've had another physical therapist who's a mobility specialist. This month I have a registered dietitian coming in to talk about binge eating and body image. I have a neuroscientist coming in. I have through March, I have experts coming in to teach us about things that I can't teach on.
Right.
That I would like to learn about too.
Right. And I think the more you start getting into and delving in deeper into some of these things, you realize I don't know very much. And for some reason, when I was a Beachbody coach, I was totally confident in my knowledge base and helping people until I started. Part of mine was when I started doing group exercise and was getting certified in other things. I'm like, oh, wait, like I probably have been hurting people.
Yeah.
Like, what in the world? I don't know anything, but I felt like I knew everything. It was crazy.
Oh,
yeah.
Most doctors, actually, some
doctors
doctors
don't realize.
My doctor does. He is 100% anti-Beachbody. I would love to get him on it. He's the cutest little old man ever. I love him. But he
Well, you know
what?
Well, you know what's funny is, you know, when I was a coach, Jake never did the workouts. He never did the workouts. He hated every workout. I tried getting him to do like even like Body Beast because he, you know, he was a college athlete. So I thought maybe he would get back into the groove of like his like lifting scheduled stuff. Even then, he just couldn't get into it because he was like, "This is like." They're way overcomplicating things like with every move and so
I actually I like Body Beast. It's a straightforward weightlifting program. I can't stand 𝐔𝐒𝐄.
Me neither. Amy, I just wanted to back you up on the whole entire thing, how we thought we were professionals, because I was a mindset coach. I cringe at this. I was a mindset coach and I was a professional. I could tell you anything about nutrition and anything about this like exercises.
Did you pay for the 2B mindset certification, Cheryl? Did you do that?
Yes.
Every live stream we ask you something that you like have to look down. Yes.
Yes. Yes, Cheryl's. If you're listening to this on Cheryl's podcast, she is over here visibly just like face palming. So
from it. Listen, I listened to myself yesterday. My husband was sitting over there laughing the whole time. I went back on my old Instagram, and went back on some stories because I found, you know, when you're on Facebook, right, and you see like your memories, but the stories are all out of whack, right? They don't line up. So I went to my Instagram to watch it and I recorded it. I'll probably share it on my Instagram this week. Man, I was deep in with Ashley Molstead. Let me tell you, everything I regurgitated was right off of Ashley Molstead's Instagram. It was. I sat over there and I was like, Cheryl, you don't even know what number you're on, because it was like I was numbering off something. And I was like, Cheryl, you don't even know what number you're on because you're speaking nothing but bullshit. It's a lie. Yeah. Like, you don't even know what I'm like yelling at myself.
Yeah. It's
like, that's bad.
Well, that's what I'm seeing now. So I shared with you guys the Facebook post that somebody sent to me today of the coach. I'm now a body coach.
Yeah.
That is a script.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I've had 10 people send me screenshots of posts from Beachbody coaches, and they say the same exact thing. They were given a script.
Copy. Yeah, it was all like all
the hey girl messages are coming.
like my uplines would say, here's the script. You just kind of change it a little, tweak it to make it feel like you. So,
Yeah.
you know, your friends and your family or your followers, you know, feel that it's you. But here you go. And you can change it. And it's funny because this morning I woke up and I woke up to a notification on my phone. It was Jake laughing at a post, and I go look, and it's Facebook memories. 9 years ago today, I signed up as a Beachbody coach. And he was laughing at it.
Happy anniversary!
Because I had tagged him in it, and in the tag, because like I tagged him in my post, and it said, "Spread the word. I'm a Beachbody coach now."
Oh, we were so cringy. I
Oh.
mean,
Yeah,
wow.
I haven't been on Facebook in over a month. And
Yay.
it's been amazing.
I just wish Instagram would start paying me for reels. Then I would not have to go to Facebook anymore. But
Facebook keeps sending me emails about people commenting on, like, friends commenting on posts and stuff. I'm like, I'm not going back in. Sorry, not until I go get that external hard drive so I can download all my pictures.
Yep.
And then I can like done.
Yep.
yeah. So what do you all think is to come in the next week when it comes to this whole body positivity movement within Beachbody?
Well,
what do you think will happen with the coaches?
Well, they're all brainstorming now, right? Because they have to figure out, you know, how they're going to angle this now and how they're going to spin it and what they can do to make it seem like this is so amazing. You want to be a part of this because we are the innovators and we're the only ones doing anything about body positivity, right? So that's what they're brainstorming now.
Yep.
All of them, all the top coaches. Because I was watching, I should have sent you Christina Delgado's stories from yesterday, DeeCee, but she was talking about how like amazing this was, and like when they came up with the name change, it was on behalf of Carl. Like he is the one who is the leading this change, and there was tears and crying. And I'm like, oh, you're in a cult.
Yeah. DeeCee, did you get that video that uploaded to the draft that said Autumn's Ultimate Portion Fix Facebook Live?
Okay, let me get it.
Do you all want to look at that? Because it's basically to show you exactly how Autumn feels.
Well, and also, they're being very tight-lipped about the changes to like the compensation plan, and they got rid of the preferred customers, and what's going on with all of that. And that's because, well, Emma told me that it's because they're going to release more information at Super Saturday next month. And I said, yes, that's because they are going to trickle this out in bite-sized pieces at a time so people don't panic. And what's that, everybody? Information control.
I'm wondering if we should like all go to different Super Saturdays as if anybody is in the Phoenix area and wants to go with me.
You know dang well our faces like are on the Beachbody.
Oh, I mean, there's
I'll
like
wear a hat
wanted,
and makeup. They
there's
won't
like,
notice me.
we have like wanted posters of our faces.
You know,
like,
oh, I am so creating that. Oh, I'm creating that.
Yeah, I couldn't go the one here. I actually have an extended family member that is on the Market Council Hill here, and I'd have to be like,
okay,
let me go look. I'm going to see if there's any.
One correction, I do believe that they are keeping preferred customers, because in the 2023 Success Club points from personal volumes, it does say you get 1 Success Club point from every aggregated 125 PV coming from new and inactive customers and preferred customers in the month.
So they're making it confusing.
Yes, I think they are keeping preferred customers because they've rolled that into the Success Club point.
I thought he said they were simplifying everything.
It's so much
Put
fun.
on a super obvious wig. Or a hat, bowl. Just hide out in the back.
Shakeology banana. Only half a banana.
Amy, send me a picture of you. Amber, send me a picture of you. Jen, I have a picture of you. DeeCee, send me a picture of you.
Just like a forward facing, because if you're
Uh-huh.
gonna do that. Okay, you got it.
Oh, Michelle, you don't want to go to a Super Saturday with her? Michelle and I were on the same team.
If anybody wants to go to a Super Saturday in Virginia Beach, I would be happy to go with you. 100%.
Let's see. Yeah.
Yeah, you know they're all gunning for us. Like, please do not talk to these women.
Yeah.
Whatever you do.
And at the same time, then they're saying don't talk, and they're like, we don't know who this is. So then they go to look at our pages, and then they message us like,
Yep.
Hi,
Yep.
not scary.
We're not scary people. We're actually pretty cool.
Oh my gosh, we should make some merch with the wanted posters that Cheryl's gonna make. That would be hilarious.
Okay, I think I have it. Let me open as pop-up.
So the very beginning, like you can probably, it's 13 minutes long. It's not very long. If you wanted to fast forward through it, you can. But if everybody, just as a preface or whatever, they are talking about, so they're talking about the 2021 February cover of Cosmopolitan UK.
Okay.
Oh man, there was so much, not even just her, but in the fitness industry,
Yep.
Like big accounts and they're white men
Yep.
were freaking out about this cover. Like freaking out.
Wow.
If y'all want to know who I'm talking about, this guy is like huge. He's from the UK. People love him. He's an ass. I don't want to say his name on here because I don't want to give him. If you message me, I'll tell you who it is.
Okay. All right. I'm going to press play. I have it on 1.25 speed. I can also speed it up if we need to. Oh. This isn't working. I know.
You turn up a little bit.
Yep. I'm not playing this to where I'm supposed to play it. So.
New year.
Can you
Happy
hear that?
Tuesday. I hope you're having a great start to your week. For all of you guys that just started 9-week Control Freak, yay. I hope that is going well for you. I know a lot of people started yesterday. I know a lot of people started a few weeks ago. I love seeing everybody's posts in here about it. I think it's all amazing. But the topic for tonight is obviously, if you read the title, a little bit more serious than that. So first of all, you guys, it's really important that I address this. I was just talking with the team, and I think in some ways they wanted me to sort of keep myself distance from it. But for me, I feel like it's my responsibility to come
Did you hear that?
And to address certain things. So what am I talking about? A
What are you
post was
talking
put
about?
up today. I don't know if you guys have seen, well, the post is no longer in this group. So let me just start by saying that at this point it has been taken down. But Cosmopolitan magazine put out a magazine cover, and it is a very controversial magazine cover, okay?
It shouldn't be.
Let me be very clear, you guys. This group, we are a support group. We are here to support each other. We are here to build each other up. We are allowed to have differences of opinions, but we are not in any way, shape, or form allowed to be disrespectful in this group. If we want to have a conversation.
Ma'am, sit down. Sit down, ma'am. Because have you listened to yourself?
Right.
Do we know what Cosmopolitan cover she was talking about?
DeeCee,
That we
do you
can
want me
pull
to
it up?
send it to you?
Yeah. Message Instagram. I'll pull it up.
Okay. I'll send it to
Also,
you.
I found that there's a Super Saturday event here in Cincinnati at Xavier on November 5th, and tickets are $15.
Oh,
That's
okay.
where my dad went to college.
Heck yeah. All right. I'll press play in a second. I'm just pulling up the Beachbody chat. Oh, dang it. Just minimize it. Okay. I'll just press play.
I'm all for having a conversation. Let's do it. Let's open it up and have a
Really?
conversation.
No, you're not.
Conversation happens with respect. And we're gonna also just not talk at a
Be respectful of me, but I can be however I want to other people. Okay.
Exactly.
That's super clear, Autumn.
emotion. We're gonna talk fact a little bit, okay? That's important. It's very important. So The controversial image that is on the cover of 𝐔𝐄𝐄 magazine, they actually have 2 different versions of the magazine cover out.
It shouldn't have been controversial at all.
To the Snark chat.
Okay, I see it. I'm gonna press play. I'm gonna pull it up.
And both women, I would deem.
Well, where can I put that? I can put it up on the side. Hold on, let me put it up on the side of our deal. Let me download it and put it up, because then you can look at the picture that she's talking about. Why? Let's see. Save image as. Downloads. Save. Okay. Let me just press play and I'll do this.
And by I just mean, I believe medically, let me just say that. I believe medically, both of these women would be deemed morbidly obese. Okay. So let's just start with.
Now.
Yep. Yep.
Okay. I don't know. I don't know what to say.
Where is your medical training, Autumn? Show me.
She's going by the outdated, racist BMI that has nothing to do with anyone's health at all.
Yeah, you have no idea, because guess what? According to BMI, apparently she was either at an acceptable weight or below, but she's been unhealthy for years, apparently. So you can't judge health based on an outward appearance.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, there's a stigma associated with being bigger anyways, and so the people who fall into that category, they don't get good medical care because everything is said like, oh, it's your weight, it's your weight, it's your weight, and it's like, no. Okay, save this.
Those covers are amazing.
Save. Okay.
Yeah, those covers are they're absolutely gorgeous. They're thriving. They're glowing.
Let me add.
Amazing.
Add.
DeeCee is always on point with the screenshots of the stills when we walk.
That's one cover. Yep. And it says 11 women on Wild Wellness doesn't have to be a one size fit all.
Yep.
Fits all.
All right. I'll keep playing her and I'll try to put the other ones in there too.
Now, I think the controversy comes with the way 𝐔𝐄𝐄 titled the cover. And it says, this is healthy.
Man.
It doesn't say this is strong. It doesn't say this is beautiful.
So?
It doesn't say, anything like that. It says, this is healthy. So I'm going to speak to you guys from a fitness and nutrition professional's point of view. I am going to say, first and foremost, that healthy looks different on all body sizes, right? Like healthy comes in more than one body size.
That's exactly what the point of this cover was.
Exactly.
Ding dong. That's exactly the point of this cover. And then pine cone.
She's immediately then going to be like, no. But flip it. I can tell by looking at this person as a fitness and nutritional professional, they're not healthy. You can tell they're not healthy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They're deemed morbidly.
And how dare she? Remember when she got all up in a tizzy about people talking about how thin she was, and how dare people shame her for talking about her body? Yet here she is.
Yep.
Here she is being a hypocrite. Fuck you, Autumn. Sorry, sorry, Amy's channel.
You're good.
Headphones.
You're good. Headphones on.
I think by this point, Amy's channel is used to it. Maybe.
Sorry, Amy's channel.
Noli said, "Someone slip a Snickers in her mouth, please."
These covers were in 2021. This year, Self magazine had a cover with I want to pronounce her name right. Hold on, Jessamine Stanley. She is a larger.
I love her.
Yoga instructor. She is amazing. That cover, people also ripped into that as well.
I love Jessamine. She's done some yoga workouts for Peloton. She's amazing.
And I think, and this is just me not having a medical anything. I know that like multiple things can be true about something at the same time. So your weight is not just like, or like your weight is not an indicator of your health or like unhealthiness. So a lot of times what do your numbers say too? Is there something that you need to be working on? As maybe Autumn and we know Autumn has a ton of stuff to work on, and she
tells us all of her stuff. So somebody said something in, I don't remember. Oh, it was on Carl's post yesterday. We know that weight is associated with whatever. Actually, no. And I'd like, show me a peer-reviewed research study that shows that only fat people get a certain disease.
Yeah.
You will not find one.
Yeah, you will not find one for sure. I think the one of my I follow this doctor online, and he was saying like it's not, your weight is not an indicator of your health, either smaller or bigger.
No.
There is weight stigma, and we need to change that. And also that there are some studies that have been done that some people are negatively impacted by having some like more weight. Like it can contribute to some diseases. So
but it's not the cause.
It's not the cause.
Yes.
Exactly. So it's just
correlation does not equal causation.
Right. So I just want to be like, at least mention that too. We're saying we want to at least equip you all to hopefully start that conversation of like loving yourself more. And also, how do you advocate for yourself at the doctor? And like Jen has said, like, you don't have to get weighed. So if that's holding you back from going in, if you haven't,
and even if you do, like, turn around, don't look at it. Like,
and tell them you don't want to know.
Yeah, you don't want to know the number. Like my doctor's office, they weigh you in kilograms, and I can't convert that to pounds in my head because I can't.
Yeah, that's hard to do.
So that's great for me because I can't do that math in my head. So,
but I know a bunch of people who like they're like, at least for me too. But some of my friends too is like, I don't want to go to the doctor because I'm going to get weighed, or I'm going to get yelled at by a nurse because I'm heavier than I'm supposed to be, or
so I want to point out that notice it's women on the cover of the Cosmopolitan magazine. It was a woman, Jessamine, on the cover of Self. People are going after Lizzo right now. Are we noticing a pattern here?
Yeah.
They're all
Right. Women.
Yep.
Women of color, fat women. Can we please take back the word fat? It is not a negative thing. It is a descriptor.
And I think a lot of people also, because, when they talk about obesity and being overweight, it's because they think of, oh, if you're fat, then that means you have just an excess amount of fat on your body. Like your weight is not your fat, like how much of your body is made out of fat. It's your bone structure, your height, your bone structure, like your bone density, your water retention, like a lot of different factors. It's not just about your body fat percentage. So
bodybuilders, power lifters, CrossFitters are in the obese and overweight category.
Yep.
Some of them morbidly obese, but they're okay because of how they look.
Yeah, it's very twisty. It's
Listen,
very twisty.
Like we were talking about Lizzo, that woman dances, sings, plays the fucking flute 2.5 hours a night when she's touring, performing, and she does not slow down at all. She was singing and riding on a fucking Peloton. Okay, so don't tell me that Lizzo is not in shape and she is not fit just because of her size, because that is not true at all.
Social determinants of health.
Sizes. Okay. Unhealthy also comes in all different sizes. Let's acknowledge that.
Like you, Autumn.
Okay, I do think that the media is taking the body positive movement too far in one direction. This is just my opinion. I do believe that men, women, children.
His attention is not on me.
Yeah.
It's so funny that, and this is why she's so uncomfortable now, because she knows she said all of this. She knows. And now she's going to have to like somehow retract these words or brush it all under the rug so people forget that she said it, but we're not going to let people forget, are we?
Nope.
No.
Trying to figure this out. Sorry.
No matter what size we are, right? But we can also work to be healthy if we maybe aren't our healthiest. I do think that that is very important. And I think it's important to distinguish what is healthy, because you guys, as I said, there is a wide range of what healthy is, but there's a tipping point to healthy on both sides of the spectrum, okay? I very highly doubt that Cosmopolitan would take a woman who is medically deemed anorexic,
Kate Moss,
and say, this is healthy. Because we know that that wouldn't be.
They've done that before, though. So
what do you think happened in the 80s or the 90s?
Yeah.
Well, and she's saying though, like, if there's a thin woman who is underweight or anorexic, chances are there are some other determinants in there. If you have an anorexic model, she may have problems with her bones. She may have different issues with hormones. So you can't say either someone who is incredibly thin or someone who is considered fat. You cannot say, unless you have their medical records in front of you and you know how to read them, what their level of health is.
Yeah.
Like, you just can't.
Sky, this video is from 2021.
But also you can be like, you can meet all of the factors for anorexia if you look like the people that Autumn continues to shame, because they could have lost 150 pounds in a short period of time and their muscle mass isn't correct. Like their heart wall is thin. They're so she doesn't know what the flippity flop she's talking about.
And here's the thing. I mean, honestly, if you look at it, I would probably medically have been considered anorexic, but I was overweight.
Yeah.
So just because you're anorexic, which is one of the reasons that a lot of people who are anorexic but are in a larger body do not get any treatment.
What they're prescribed is actually an eating disorder.
Absolutely.
You can't have an eating disorder. You're obese.
And I was working out like 5 hours a day. I was eating hardly anything. And I would have been considered the obese category.
Yeah.
But I had a great muscle definition. I had great, like, some of those things. I was not, like, I would have been considered anorexic. So it's interesting to me that even in this, she's equating anorexic with thin.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a limited, it's just a reflection of
because
limited understanding and knowledge of
But
anything.
she reads more than doctors, DeeCee. She's done more
my
reading
God.
than medical doctors, DeeCee.
Just wait. It gets better.
Oh no.
You might have to have little baby Snark on hand here.
I'm ready for it.
We know that somebody is medically deemed anorexic, meaning they are so skinny because they are not eating.
That is not what anorexic is.
Oh my God. Who's going to tell Autumn that she doesn't know what she's talking about? Oh, wait, we've already tried and she freaking blocked us.
Yep.
So,
is that the moment you were waiting for when all of us freaked out, or are there more?
There's more.
Oh God. Oh no.
That is damaging their insides and ultimately could lead to death. We know that, right? We also know the same thing.
What are you saying we? I mean, I know I say we when I'm talking about the live chat, but I don't say like we all know something. That's incredibly wrong. God. What the hell?
I think Jen had to leave.
Jen's here.
My computer kicked me off for a second. Sorry.
I thought you'd had enough. Like, I can't subject myself to this.
I can't. Okay, I'm throwing this stat out there. Eating disorders are the second leading cause of death for mental disorders behind opioid addiction.
Wow. I believe it. I mean, that's just, oh my God. And again, as a marketer, being in marketing I feel like it's a long time. I feel like 14 years is a long time to be in it. I'm surprised that Beachbody continues to platform her. If I was on their team,
honestly, this was in a Facebook group for the ultimate portion fix.
Oh my God.
So I don't know if it's showing up, but I shared a link for the National Eating Disorders Association website, and it's their research and statistics link. It's in the live chat on DeeCee's channel.
Okay.
If you guys want to look through that, there's a whole bunch of research in there, and it negates everything that she says.
Will you send it to me, Jen, so I can include it in my show notes as well?
Yeah.
Let me turn this picture back on and let's go.
Oh, here she goes.
morbidly obese. You guys take the first word, morbidly obese. Morbid, that means
Oh my God.
death, right? So if you go to the other side of the
Autumn
spectrum
Calabrese.
of morbidly obese, we cannot call that healthy. Okay?
Are you serious?
Hey, just so y'all know, I am technically morbidly obese right now.
Me too.
Me
too.
Me
And
too.
I'm getting
And
the
let's see,
best
my blood
levels.
pressure is amazing. My cholesterol is great.
Yep.
My blood work is like, oh, awesome.
My markers now are so much healthier than when I was in Beachbody.
Yep.
When I was in Beachbody, I was low on so many things because I wasn't giving my body what I needed. And so
Exactly.
I just am so like The Rock would be considered morbidly obese.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Like I said earlier, power lifters, Olympic lifters,
Yep.
shot putters are the U.S. teams. The female, she's world champion shot putter. Like,
Oh yeah, she's
there's
amazing.
no way I forget how far she threw it, but it's like you give Autumn that 8-pound shot put, she couldn't throw it 20 pounds.
Never.
20 yards.
Never.
Yep.
Autumn can kiss my morbidly obese ass. That's all
Yes.
I gotta say.
Be morbidly obese by embracing all the healthy habits. Right? You can still be exercising and you can be strong. Absolutely, can you be strong? The woman that is on the cover that is doing yoga, she is a very famous model, especially in terms of yoga. She's very strong. I don't know her personally, so I can't say 100%.
Yes, so shut your mouth.
I don't know her personally, but I'm going to
Judge her.
I'm gonna shit on her. So yeah, okay,
Yeah.
great, Autumn. Give me a break.
She will not use the words health for anybody. They are strong, beautiful. That is it.
Wow.
She
Whether or not
refuses.
her numbers, if you were to run her blood work, would come up healthy. But I would venture to guess.
You don't even freaking know, ma'am.
No.
You're gonna venture to guess, bitch. I swear.
Oh my
That
God.
they
That means
I'm going to
y'all
send
are
you my
welcome.
blood work.
Okay, I'm gonna rewind it a little bit to.
I don't
Y'all
know
are
her
welcome.
personally. I can't say 100% medically whether or not her numbers, if you were to run her blood work, would come up healthy. But I would venture to guess that they probably wouldn't.
So there's a comment. There's a comment on this that says
Period.
crushing organs from the outside and being morbidly obese. Are you?
Wow.
Oh God.
I literally want to smash my head into the wall.
You're welcome.
I'm gonna scream into the pillow.
Okay.
Do it.
Love it.
Oh God.
Wow.
Yeah.
Venture to guess. This coming from a woman who
Let's just
is
remind.
taking 40 supplements a day.
Thank you. And let's just remind everyone that she says, you think she's really going to embrace this body positivity movement that Beachbody is now trying to push?
Well, and can you imagine? She was sitting next to Lacey thinking, I would
You're
venture to
morbid-
guess that you're probably not healthy because you're morbidly obese. So I'm going to venture a guess. I don't know for sure.
I'm going to
But-
venture to guess that your numbers are
Could-
probably not good.
And Lacey
So I
is
have
so
more
gorgeous.
more research and more stuff for you guys. I can post this in the chat if you guys want to also. You can read through it.
Okay.
Last year, it was actually September of last year, a research paper was out. It's called Obesity Treatment, Weight Loss versus Increasing Fitness and Physical Activity for Reducing Health Risks. And it shows that a weight-neutral approach, incorporating healthy habits for people who are considered obese, and I'm using quotation marks because BMI is bullshit, their health improved more than just the weight loss group.
Yep.
Without weight loss.
Yep.
Wow.
So if you guys want that, let me know and I can send it to you. And if you can read through it and if you have questions, you can ask, but it's not hard to read, which is a good thing. And it's the full paper. So that came out last year. So when they announced they're going to focus on health habits, and I'm like, I wonder if one of the people who they will never give us their names of actually read this paper.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because Autumn hasn't.
Yeah.
Sorry that you're screaming, Emma. I'm sorry.
Okay, I would venture to guess. That's all I'm gonna say.
I would venture to guess, and I'm going to use my influence to make you think some kind of way about people in bigger bodies. Okay, Autumn, when we talk, well, I don't know, when using your influence for negative things, like this is a perfect example for it, because your words matter. Your words do matter. Like we go hard for these Beachbody coaches, I go hard for the Beachbody coaches. I sometimes try to like stay away from the name calling, but she is in a position of influence, and whenever you say stuff like that, I would venture to guess the people who like you are going to really listen to what you're saying. And so you need to be careful. And she has no qualifications to be talking about this at all. So I don't know.
But she's read more than doctors. She's read more. She's done more reading than doctors do. She's always educating herself.
I'm just going to shame and judge somebody by a picture on a cover of a magazine.
Yeah, and venture to guess that their numbers are bad.
Yep.
I'm going to venture to guess Autumn is just internally screaming because she can't figure out how she's going to be able to spin body positivity into her image now.
Well, imagine this is behind a group right here. This is behind her Facebook group or the Ultimate Portion Fix group. So now everything is behind a paywall. So just imagine what she says then.
Yeah,
information control.
Can we get this video to Vinny Wellsby?
Yeah.
At Fierce Fatty on Instagram, because she wants to do a podcast episode covering Autumn.
For sure.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank you.
And I guess like from what I've seen of watching tons of hours on Autumn that I'm never going to get back, I think that she cannot bring herself to the idea that someone would like someone in a bigger body more than they like her as a super trainer.
Yep.
I don't. That's the way it comes across to me, that she is biding her time because she doesn't understand the damage. I mean, she won't listen to the damage that she's doing and the feedback from people who actually used to like her and are saying, hey, what the hell's going on? I don't think that she can comprehend it because she doesn't like people who are bigger than her. That's the vibe.
And I think that, and I think that was apparent in that video of her and Lacey on stage together. Like, it made her visibly uncomfortable how confident Lacey was being in her own, plus size body.
Yeah.
And
So
nice.
I was talking to Brianna Jewel yesterday, and she said, she's like, that poor girl, that they're just using her as a token, and she is gorgeous and beautiful and talented. Yep. She deserves so much more.
Yeah.
She is too good. She is way too good for Beachbody.
She's way too good for Beachbody.
For sure.
Emma, you were absolutely right. It is going to be a bait and switch.
Yep.
It doesn't mean that she's not beautiful. It doesn't mean that she's not strong. It doesn't mean that she hasn't worked her butt off to be where she's at. It doesn't mean that she's not maybe right in the middle of her journey, and maybe she's already lost a bunch of weight and she still has some more weight to lose to get to a healthier weight, right? I'm not judging her journey. I do understand.
Someone just sent a message that said, my numbers are better, but I'm still considered obese. Let me see. My numbers, i.e. blood pressure, cholesterol, resting heart rate, are all better than ever. I'm still considered obese according to, and it cuts off, but it's like, and she's not going to read it.
I'm not judging her journey, but I do understand why it has sparked a lot of people to get angry on one end of the spectrum, because this movement, right? This body positive movement, really seems to only be
people are saying, thank you. I am morbidly obese. I am strong. I am beautiful. I am not healthy. I work out and my heart has to work harder because of my size. Are you? Oh my God.
It's not because of your size, because you
Autumn's
need to
say
your
it.
cardio.
She's gonna say it, isn't she, Cheryl? She's about to say it.
Listen.
I know what she's about to say.
Ugh.
Putting a morbidly obese man on the cover of like Men's Fitness magazine and saying this is healthy, and I don't think any man
Yes, they do.
can go, yes, that's healthy, right? So there's a little bit of a double standard, maybe a triple standard happening here, like I said, because they're not doing it with men and they're not doing it on the opposite end of the spectrum of severely underweight. So right now it does feel like in some ways the media is encouraging women that being morbidly overweight is okay and healthy. Now, you guys, again, I'm using medical terms and I am
I'm using medical terms, but I'm misrepresenting medical understanding. Okay, love that for us. Actually, we hate it. I don't just because you can, and like, I'm gonna be, please don't take this the wrong way. Just because you can say something doesn't mean it reflects your ability to speak as an expert on something. Just because she can say medical terms and sound whatever fancy saying them doesn't mean that anybody who is influenced by her should be taking what she says as fact.
My stomach is in knots right now. Like I'm physically nauseous listening to this crap.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, she's influencing a ton of people. I mean, as much as I don't like that she influences people, I don't want to unduly influence people who come to this channel who are trying to find information about Beachbody either. It's just we're trying to highlight some of this, not to take her down.
The double speak is insane.
Yeah.
We hope like it like starts your own journey in the conversation of you understanding maybe what you've been participating in or you've been under and you're trying to get away from it. I don't know.
And the fat shaming is real.
Yeah. Yep.
Anybody, I'm not putting down the women on those magazine covers. I'm not.
Yes, you are.
Guys, I'm just speaking about what where we need to focus, right? And what we need to call healthy, and then maybe what we need to say. Just there's no issue with putting a bigger woman on a cover, but let's call it what it is. Let's call it strong. Let's call it beautiful. Like she's strong. She's beautiful.
How do you know?
She doesn't. She refuses to say healthy.
Like,
let's call it strong. Let's call it beautiful.
Autumn, did you coin the term healthy? Did you write the Webster's dictionary definition of healthy? No. Shut the fuck up.
Like, seriously, the thing that kills me though is it is the same rhetoric that she has been preaching for years. So now how, like, did you guys see the thing she posted on her stories last night?
No.
She posted a quote. Yeah. So here's what she said. This was on Autumn's story. Do not get addicted to escaping. Face handle your business and triumph. No battle was ever won by people who run. She said,
isn't she scurrying off to hide under her subscription paywall?
Face your shit, handle your business, and triumph.
What?
And she refuses to face anything that she has done.
Yeah. She's not going to.
There's no accountability. There's no culpability. There's no reflection. There's no.
Yeah, there's nothing. And live chat, I just want to kind of reiterate something, and I'm sure that I'm not perfect at this because as I'm thinking about it, I know that I've kind of fallen into this. When we talk about Autumn and her behavior, we're describing her behavior, the ideas that she is perpetuating. So instead of saying like, oh, Autumn's a horrible person, we're trying to say this behavior is incredibly dangerous. She's influencing a lot of people and harming a lot of people, in our opinion, with what she is saying, with what she is doing in her like workouts and like her behavior. And I think like, I know that's a little bit of a nuanced position to be like, we're talking about the behavior, not the, and maybe that's my own, like maybe that's only my perspective, but that's what I think is important because
honestly, I've never hung out with her. I have met her, was not impressed with that meeting, but I don't know what she's like as a person. We're commenting on her business,
right?
Like her business persona. This is her business persona.
Yeah.
That all of us bought into.
Yeah, this is how she presents herself to the world. This is how she defines herself, because it's not just like a one-off, thing. She has been very consistent in this messaging for a very long time.
Yeah. And I think it's just like, and maybe again, if I'm like off base, I'd love to talk with the Snark crew about it. But I think it can get, I say twisty all the time. I think it can get twisty as we're trying to talk about problematic behavior and stay away from disparaging / whatever, someone, a specific person, because the real issue, in my opinion, is Carl Deichler and Beachbody, because he's the one steering that ship, and he is influencing and platforming people with the behaviors that support his mission. And these behaviors are awful and they're harmful. And
they profit from them. They profit
And
from
I mean, we're also
the things that Autumn says.
Yeah, they profit from the things that Autumn says. And we don't know personally if Autumn is a nice person or not when you're friends with her, right? But I do know the person that she puts out on the internet, and I will 100% always speak on that. And the person she puts out on the internet and how she makes other people feel, that makes her a horrible person, in my opinion, right?
Okay. Yep.
Because for me, in my opinion, because the way that she speaks, especially just watching this just basically put the nail in the coffin for me, makes me feel like, has to make people feel that are in a curvy or a fatter body, right? Like now I watched this last night. This is the second time I've watched this. I've already thought to myself a couple hundred times just from watching this that maybe I'm not healthy. Maybe I'm not a healthy person, because Autumn, that we deem as a super trainer, right, is saying that people in a larger body are morbidly obese and they're not healthy. And I've been out, and I'm still doing the work. So if I'm doing the work, we saw the people commenting in there, right? Imagine how they're feeling.
Sure.
So that does, for me, that makes her a horrible person, because she doesn't care about people's feelings.
Well, and she's saying these things to people who are in very vulnerable states of mind, because they join these groups because they are desperate for help, for a solution, and it is even more damaging. Like, you know, even we have Beachbody coaches, you know, come and defend her on our posts, and they defend Beachbody and they defend Carl. And, you know, we say when we were deep in Beachbody like this, we would have said the same exact things, because we thought that they were there to help us and help us succeed. But really, when we pull that thread of the very subliminal, the very subtle, nuanced, and hurtful things that are said, that are pushed into our psyches about our bodies, and the focus on fitness culture and deprivation to be a certain size, when, you know, they're always saying it's not about the weight loss, it's not about the weight, it's how you feel, yet they always platform the weight loss and always showcase the weight loss. Then that is what we're talking about here when we say that there's sometimes there's irreparable damage, and it takes years to undo it.
Years. I talked about that earlier. If you're, I talked about that earlier.
Years. I mean, I'm just recently out of Beachbody in February, right? And I still have. I mean, it's been years. I was in it for 8 years. I still have those thoughts every single day. I go to put on clothes, and I'm like, and I look at the mirror, and I'm like, look at my stomach, look at my butt, look at my leg. I am completely overweight, right? Like, I am morbidly obese. And it's because of the things that I was taught, and it was beat into my head for the whole entire time I was in there. And then just listening to Autumn in this whole entire thing, it's like it makes me hurt for the people that are stuck inside of her groups and don't think about
I mean, we probably should have led this like with a trigger warning, because the things that she's been saying in this are very harmful, can be very harmful to someone's mental health. So like, if you are watching this and you need to like take a break from watching it, that's perfectly fine, because and it's understandable, because the things she is saying are abhorrent and just disgusting.
I think like what I'm about to say, I don't want to invalidate anything that y'all have experienced, because I was never in Beachbody, and I'm sure that this is my bias, maybe misinterpreting this, but I've been watching and I've been reading a lot of, and again, reading doesn't mean anything, I'm not a professional in this terms, but talking about I hope that Autumn wakes up, basically. I hope that Autumn changes.
I do too.
And I hope that, and I guess my own struggles with my own mental health, I'm thinking 5 years, 10 years down the road, if Autumn ever wakes up, I hope that we're holding her to task in a very strong way. And also there is that nuanced position of the behavior is the thing that we are absolutely against. And what you're doing now is horrible and it's harming people. And while I hope you do wake up, and I hope that it doesn't weigh on, I hope that it doesn't I hope that it doesn't push her to do something awful if she cannot get over the guilt, if she ever does wake up. And so that's the
Right.
only like that nuance.
I mean, I hope that too. Like I have a lot of empathy for Autumn and I feel sad for her that she thinks this way because of what, again, this is all learned behavior, right?
Yeah.
So she learned this, and this is from her years of dealing with society's beauty standards and growing up in the 90s, and the Kate Mosses and the stick thin Victoria's Secret models, and the media saying that we have to attain, that's what beauty is. So I feel bad for her, and I feel sad that she lives in that way, that she always has to be critical of her own body, but also she's now turning that onto her teenage son.
Sure.
And
and she was in the dance world.
Yeah.
And the dance world can be brutal.
Yeah.
It's so rough. And so I completely agree with Amber. Like there is that part of me that is like, how long did it take me to wake up? Is she ever going to wake up? But man, can you even imagine the damage control that if she does make a shift, like she's going to have to eat.
Like I hope she's in therapy, and I feel like, again, this is just my opinion, I feel like for a long time she has used exercise as her therapy, and that's part of the issue that she has. And again, like I said, I have empathy for her, and I hope she does wake up, and when she does, she can work through the trauma that she obviously has. It's very clear she has trauma that she is projecting, but now it's projecting onto her son.
Yeah, and that's incredibly dangerous. Yeah. So, and again, I don't want to I know we have lots of different opinions about stuff, so I hope that when I'm saying, hey, additionally, what about this? And I hope that it does not negate anything that y'all are bringing up at all.
Absolutely not.
Oh, no, absolutely. No, because like I said, it's important that we bring that up, because people think, because they call us haters and bitter, and that if you hate Autumn so much, then why are you here? And it's like, I don't hate her. Like, I'm saying this because I want her to change. Yeah. And I want her to realize, because as you said, Cheryl, when we know better, we do better.
Right. And this is the thing, right? So you can feel like the different shifts throughout all of us, right? All of us have been out of Beachbody a different amounts of time. Like Amber's been out for a while, Jen's been out for a while, Amy's been out for a while. I just got out in February. So I still have a lot. So yes, as of right now, I'm still angry with Autumn, because she is the one who screwed me up so freaking bad, right?
Yep.
Do I have empathy? I always have empathy for everybody. I mean, people might think I'm crazy, but I watched Jeffrey Dahmer's thing and I was like, man, dude, that really sucks for him, right? Like, he didn't know how to handle the stuff. Like, I can always figure out a way to have empathy for anybody, no matter what they've done. But as of right now, I'm not saying that I agree with what Jeffrey Dahmer did, everyone. So just know that. I just
big disclaimer there.
If you're gonna
very good disclaimer. But I do feel bad for her, because I know it's a learned behavior and it's a learned way. But do I selfishly dislike her because now I'm screwed up and I have to go through stuff? Absolutely.
Yeah. I think, and again, I know, we snark on Beachbody, and it's we always have a great time together. And I think all of our underlying hope is that if you're in Beachbody and you feel stuck, that you get unstuck, because you find out more information that you don't have access to inside of Beachbody. Or if you're in another MLM, you can see some of the manipulation and the undue influence and all of the other bad stuff that seem to be going on and be perpetuated by Carl Deichler and Autumn Calabrese. And I think it's a complicated conversation, and I like that we can have complicated, conversations here, because, and I know that there's some channels that's it's just Snark all the time and there's no like room for anything else, but I just like that we have a range. So yeah.
I mean, and
So
that's the part of like what I mean, honestly, and I'm sorry, I'll shut up after this, but
No, you're good.
honestly, like that's part of my like the way that I'm healing from a lot of the stuff is that I'm not saying that you guys are like my wonderful community, but I'm just saying that my friends that I, talk to a majority of the time on the internet, which is the 4 of you here, right? Helps me be able to heal through. And plus all the people that I talk to on the podcast, it makes you not feel like you're alone. Makes you feel like whatever you went through is valid, right? Like you're not crazy. And just because these people come after you and tell you that you're a hater, a troll, or a bully, like your story is actually valid. What you experience is not wrong. Like other people experience it too.
Yeah. Yep.
So I'm just gonna throw. I hope that one day Autumn wakes up too and realizes that she has caused harm to people, like 4 of us on this screen right now. But it will not happen until she is actually willing to have hard conversations.
Yep.
And get uncomfortable. And
And
right
not
now,
block people.
and that's she not block people. Actually have the conversations. Actually acknowledge what we are saying, because until that happens, she will not change.
Sure. Yep. Jessica said, I'm struggling to let go of bod because I don't know how to work out without
Jessica, send me a DM.
Yeah, I just commented back to that. Like anyone that is struggling, reach out to any of us. We will help you. We're not going
Without
to judge you.
judgment.
And we understand how much it takes to get out, and that it is a process, and that there are a lot of different levels in this. And we now know, people to refer you to.
Yeah.
That is listening to me. We're like, I'm not going to get anything.
Yeah. We have no ulterior motives here.
We know people who are in this movement as well, and who are saying you deserve better. And so that's the network we're drawing on.
Yeah. That's great.
And before we get back to Autumn,
I'm
gonna throw this out there again. Next week, Crystal Dunham is the guest speaker in my group. I did this on the last live we did. If anybody watching the live or the replay now, it's Wednesday, the 19th at 5 p.m. Pacific time, so 8 p.m. Eastern time. If you want to come on and listen and learn from Crystal, she is a registered dietitian. We're going to be talking about body image and binge eating. If you want to join the call, DM me on Facebook. I have a list of like 5 people right now, but I'm putting this out there. It is free 99. If you want to come on and join the call, if you can't make it live, send me a message anyways, and I will send you the replay.
Facebook
or Instagram.
Instagram.
Okay.
Don't message me on Facebook. I won't answer it.
You said DM me on Facebook.
Oh, did I? I'm sorry. DM me on Instagram. Instagram.
We do need to be careful about saying healthy, because there's so many people looking at that, and there's so many people interpreting that in so many ways, from our young girls and our young children all the way up to the oldest of people. And we want to make sure that people understand that healthy is one thing, unhealthy is another thing, and that healthy comes in a lot of different sizes. But we also have to acknowledge that at some point on both ends, there is a tipping point to what becomes unhealthy. Now, again, my issue was that, it was brought up in the group. I did not get to see the post before it was taken down, so I did not see the chain of comments that happened. But I do know that it got out of control very quickly, and that it led to people cursing at each other in the comments. And again, you guys, that stuff, that's just not what this group is about. We're not going to tolerate that at all in here. We're not going to shame anybody. Okay. So again, I don't know what comments were made on the post. So I don't know if they were trying to shame the cover model, right? We should not be shaming that person at all.
Isn't that what she's doing?
She's doing it in an underhanded way right now. Yeah. She is doing that.
About, hey, how do we feel about this? Do we think that this is healthy? Do we think that this is an okay message? this message made me feel this kind of way. It might have been a very triggering message for some people. I understand that. So by all means, I'm always up for you guys initiating a discussion, but we really
you're not.
Get into this group, that we keep it respectful and that we come at it from more of a scientific place and not.
How can you even talk about science when you literally have just misstated science stuff? The entire 9 minutes and 6 seconds have all been, in my understanding, a misinterpretation of all science and of understanding of the medical field and like how and what health looks like on people. I just can't.
Wait, Julie Voris said that her daughter struggled with an ED and admitted her working with Beachbody and having that message perpetuated that.
Yeah, she said that in that panel yesterday.
Wow.
Did she? Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Holy crap.
An emotional place, because we know it, you guys, there's so many emotions attached to food, attached to size, attached to body weight, attached to all of this stuff right now. And everything seems to be even more heightened right now with just the fact that people are frustrated. I feel like everybody's just angry right now and looking for a reason.
She's always angry.
To attack. So let's not do that. Let's not be reactionary. There's
people in the comments are saying, the people in the comments of this live are saying, hey, it wasn't as bad as you thought. You didn't see it. So how do you not know? People were actually coming in support of the girl from the image. And so she literally gets on these, I don't know, these lines where she's not looking left or right or whatever at what they're actually saying. So it's like closing her ears and looking up at the sky and talking instead of saying like, oh, I didn't realize it wasn't as negative as I thought. I was blah, blah, blah. I don't know.
My dog scratched my nose.
Oh no.
There's no reason we can't have a conversation about things. And I know somebody said it shouldn't be a conversation. And look, health is always going to be a conversation in the news, you guys. It's not something we can avoid. And it doesn't need to be avoided, right? We should talk about health and we should talk about what is healthy and what isn't healthy. There's going to be a million things that are said in the media, and some things are going to have science to back them up and other things aren't. And some are going to be fully loaded with emotions and all that kind of stuff. So we can't run from it. We can't hide from it, but we can take a deep breath and we can really stop and use our brains and our words nicely to have a conversation. If
sure. In theory. But this is
I didn't see the post. It wasn't brought into my attention until it had already.
How can you speak on it then if you haven't seen the post and didn't read the caption and read all the comments of what people are saying? How can you?
Because she's the expert.
Which can we put Carly's comment up there really quick? It says privilege is weighing in on the controversy, having never been the subject of the controversy.
Yep.
Very well said, Carly.
Centering yourself.
That is beautiful, because it is really easy, and I can say this from so many different angles, if I was in this situation as a parent, I would do this. If I was in this situation, I would do this. Until you were in it, you have no clue what it feels like, what those emotions are, how you respond. Stop. You don't know. You don't know what it's like. And
because she doesn't want to listen to anyone. Like Emma says, it's not a conversation. It's her speaking without actually having the conversation. She just wants to speak. Yep. A conversation goes two ways. You can't have a conversation with somebody who is saying, hey, maybe we need to look at it this way, and block them.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
You have to be able to talk to somebody who is actually in that experience and actively listen and acknowledge them, and then keep your mouth closed while they share their story publicly.
Yeah. Yep.
Been taken down. So I don't know, like I said, so I'm trying to be very careful even with the words I choose, because I don't know the context that the post was put up, nor did I see the comments that followed. But obviously my team is quick to let me know when something happens like that, where people are cursing each other out.
Your team isn't helping you at all.
That's not okay. And ultimately, yes, it's a Beachbody group, but my name is on this group, right? This is Portion Fix. This is Autumn Calabrese. So I am absolutely going to come in here and address it. And I know that you guys look to me to possibly shed some light on things like this. So I always want to make sure that I provide that for you, but that I'm providing it in a much better, much more scientific way of looking at things, never in a way of
What?
just judgment. Yes, you can absolutely.
Oh, so you can judge as long as you have scientific backup for it. Okay, got it. I don't even know.
Cite your sources, Autumn. Cite your sources.
Yeah.
She doesn't know how to read research. She couldn't cite them anyways.
Yeah.
Something like that on either side from a judgmental side. You'll see me give what my professional opinion is based on science, but that's
No, your professional opinion based on your experience, not on science. Are you serious? And then your experience is giving you a skewed outlook on how you are helping others.
No, I'm dying. I can't.
Cheryl, what did you do to us? Cheryl, you broke us. Jen's gonna cry. Like,
oh my God. Jen's
all of y'all are broken. I told you.
I'm done.
It reminds me though of people who specifically just try to find the information in their own echo chamber and aren't willing to look. So she's probably quoting Beachbody surveys that she has seen Carl do, and that's her science.
It's called confirmation bias.
Yeah, you can't just look up the words you're wanting to quote on the internet and grab the quote to prove your point, because like that sounds like what she's doing.
This is what she does. If she does go read scientific papers and research papers, she just reads the abstract. And if the abstract confirms her bias, she's going to share that information. But she probably doesn't actually know how to go through a research paper and look for significance and look what the p-value is and look. Yeah, I'm in a group. I'm in a cohort right now. I'm in like this membership group, and I am learning how to read scientific papers. It is a skill. It is complicated, and no, she doesn't. No.
How much longer is this video?
2 minutes.
2 minutes, but you can. I'll tell you all when you can stop it, because she just starts. It's really funny though. You have to hear the question that's asked.
Okay.
Anyways, you guys are amazing. One other thing I did see, you guys, I saw a comment in here. Somebody was asking how to containerize soda. We don't containerize soda. Soda is not on the approved list. If you're talking about soda water, that would be different. But like soda, we don't do soda. It's not the sugaring chemical.
This did not age well. This didn't age
No, it didn't.
Holy crap.
Autumn saying you can have soda water? No.
Oh my God.
No.
Oh my God.
Let's make
Someone
sure
should send that to Darren Oline.
Yeah.
Oh, you can always just open up page 72 to the Ultimate Portion Fix book, workbook that you get, and it says that you can have soda water. It's a freebie.
Oh my God.
And you're not 100% sure that it would be Fix approved or not. Let's leave that for myself or for Natalie, the nutritionist, to jump in and just, let somebody know.
Oh, Natalie.
Who's Natalie?
Natalie.
And she's a nutritionist, not a registered dietitian.
Don't containerize that. That doesn't mean that somebody's not going to every once in a while have a soda. If you choose to do that, that is your choice. No judgment there either. But
liar.
She always says, "I'm not going to judge you," but every single time she said,
if you have to press.
I'm not going to judge you, but
it as blah blah blah. Because
is fixate pregnancy friendly?
There's no nutritional value there whatsoever.
Wow.
So, anyways, I hope you guys are having a good night. I hope you guys are having a great year. I hope whomever saw the conversation or was involved in the conversation can take a deep breath and just let it go, because I really want everybody to be in this group, and I want everybody to feel welcome in this group, and I want everybody to feel included.
Just stop arguing so that I can go on with my life. Okay.
Got it. I do not want anybody
basically
judged in this group. Okay, that's
really just like she was judging the mom at the airport this year.
So you can stop it because she's really just running her mouth. But so this screen recording was sent to me by somebody that was in that group, and this was their breaking point. They quit Beachbody because of it.
Holy crap. So what the hell?
Well, and that, I think, is when people are like, see, they're doing the right thing. There's a whole lot of things that she has to do to make this right. And before we came on, DeeCee and I were in the in the waiting room or whatever, and we were talking, and if you want a perfect example, and I'm going to do a reel or do something about it tomorrow. The song came out of Victoria's Secret that Jack did, and the way Victoria's Secret responded is what we are looking for. So there, let me pull it up because I took a picture of it. The CEO, yes, responded to it, and her name is Amy, and she said, Jack's latest single has resonated with many of her fans, including me. I want to thank Jax for addressing important issues in her lyrics. We make no excuses for the past, and we're committed to regaining your trust. I believe that to create trust, you need to get comfortable being vulnerable. Admitting you were wrong, sharing your struggles, it's the first step to true, meaningful connection. Our transformation is a journey, and every day we're working hard to advocate for all women, including the 25,000 who work for us. As CEO, I can wholeheartedly say that we are all committed to building a community where everyone feels seen and respected. And if we mess up or can do better, we want to know. We truly value your voice and are working to find new ways. That was their CEO. That's what we want. We just want.
Right. Carl will never.
Yeah, no, he will never.
Amy, will you send me that? Because I think that's going to go in the show notes. That deserves, like, that's how it should have been. That's exactly how everything should have been brought out.
My 17-year-old and I were talking about it last night because we'd gone to get dinner or whatever. And I said, it's when you really boil down to it, because I'm like, why do I feel so strongly about this? I'm not even affiliated with the company anymore. We don't feel seen or heard or acknowledged in any way. And we were hurt deeply by this company. And it's not just us. There are thousands of us. Yeah. And they will not talk to us. And if he did that, I would be the first one to share that and say thank you. Because that is what, one, and then two is getting rid of the MLM structure, but we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, Emma, if he says it, I will applaud it, but I will also continue to watch with skepticism.
Yeah, me too.
Yep. Like, show us. Don't just say it. Show it.
Yeah, I need the actions.
Yeah. I think we're hoping for change behavior, and that we hope that it is like that you follow through on what you say you're going to do.
Yeah, I'm cautiously optimistic.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Yep.
So are we going to, we're 2 hours in. What are we doing?
I don't know. Let's wrap up, I guess.
We probably need to end soon and then maybe come back and talk about compensation stuff at a different time. And I do want to point out, though, for the live chat, they've been able to watch Amber's husband in his suspenders in a picture behind her. So I just have to shout out her suspended husband. We don't see the bow tie, but the suspenders are.
No, the bow tie's there. I like that. That was my favorite picture because he's got a really nice butt. So.
Oh my gosh. I noticed. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm surprised no one in the live chat has been like, Dr. Suspenders is behind you.
Oh my gosh. That's awesome. Well, I guess to wrap it up, Beachbody said they're going to change. We're looking for change, and it didn't. The way that they said they were going to change missed all the marks for me. Never acknowledging the stuff they did in the past, and then falsely claiming that they're the only big company talking about body positivity and actually giving meaningful help for that. I don't think that's true. I don't think
right now they're kind of going the weaponized incompetence route right now. Kind of acting like they have no idea what they did and how they need to change. They're just gonna run with, this is how we are going to do things now because everybody is beautiful and good, and we're gonna take credit for that.
Yep.
In our pyramid scheme space. So
I want to say I agree with Melissa J. I trust patterns more than promises.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Sure. And again, I wrote it out. It's here. This was on their slide. You can't see it right there, but it's body positivity and an active, healthy lifestyle can coexist. This is what we have been saying for years. Yep. And we were shut out. We were blocked. We were called names. We were saying, no, you don't care about people's health.
Yep.
Health is individual. Health is subjective to the person. Fitness is individual. Nutrition is individual. And they're trying to put it all into this one little box. And I was in somebody messaged me the other day. It's like, look, they will not acknowledge the social determinants of health. They will not talk about health disparities. They will not talk about health equity. Until they start doing that, what they're doing is just for show.
Right.
Yeah.
100%.
Well, live chat, you've been incredible. Replay crew, we love you in a non-culty way. We'd love to hear what you think in the comment section. If you made it to the end of this video and you liked the video, we would love for you to actually like the video. Whatever chat you're in, if you can like the video, that would be incredible. We will catch you on the next Sip and Snark, and we're going to be going over the new compensation plan, I think. They've dropped some different things, and we will be snarking on that. And yeah, have a wonderful day or evening whenever you're watching this, and we will all see you next time.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.